Well, good morning and thanks for joining us here for our 8:30 stream show. I'm Mitch Carter. It is Wednesday, May 6th. A couple of top headlines for you here before we get things over to 14 First Alert meteorologist Byron Douglas for a check outside at what your Wednesday has in store. Starting off here and happening tomorrow, the Evansville Otters throwing out the first pitch of their season. Got some video here. Last year was unfortunately a season that manager Andy McCauley and company might like to forget because they only won 40 games, finishing last in their division. The Otters, though, open the season against the Florence Yalls tomorrow night at 6:35 over at Bosse Field.
I like the energy. I think last year we, came out a little flat. Even through the exhibition, I think we accepted losing a little bit too easily. It was very noticeable early on, waiting for it just to happen, and it never happened. I could tell a little bit more sense of urgency this year, probably because of the number of new faces we have in here. That adds a little pepper to the gumbo. So, just some energy and some excitement goes a long way.
We got a lot of good returners that are coming back to us, and then also some of the new guys that are coming in. Got some promising light. I'm excited to see us compete. I feel like bringing in that experience is going to really help.
Once again, the Otters open up their season against the Florence Yalls tomorrow night at 6:35 over at Bosse Field. And then happening today, it is do or die for the Evansville Thunderbolts. The Bolts trailing those Peoria Rivermen 2-0 in the best-of-5 series for the SPHL President's Cup. Evansville has to win every possible game remaining here to win a championship. Game 1 tightly contested, the Bolts losing though in overtime 2-1. Game 2 was tied after one period. The Rivermen then outplayed the Bolts though to win 5-1. But head coach Jeff Best says the team is ready.
We understand the situation we're in. We feel that we can come back. Can you do it all at once? No. You got to be able to do it in short terms and small victories, and we're going to do that per period. You just got to go out and you got to win the period. And then we move on, rest up, and get ready to win the next period. Our guys are confident. The morale's high. We've had 2 good days of practices. We saw the things that we needed to work on, and it's just simple, hard work.
I think we have a veteran group we know we got to do. We've had our backs against the wall before in the season in mini series, so I think we know what we got to do, bring the energy. I wouldn't want to go into Game 3 with any other group.
Game 3, once again, between the Thunderbolts and the Rivermen is tonight at 7 o'clock. Puck drops there at the Ford Center. And as Hoosiers went to the polls, we visited several polling locations in both Vanderburgh and Warwick counties with a steady stream of voters there throughout the day. In Newburgh, county clerks at the Phoenix Center, though, said their numbers were way down this year. They say they don't know if it's because of the weather out there or the lack of contested races in certain counties, but they do say every election's important and it's your chance to be heard.
If you want to have an opinion, you need to vote. And if you don't vote, then you're really not going to have an opinion. If you want to be heard, vote.
Well, several of the races were also on the ballot, including state senate and House districts. And meanwhile, in the Commonwealth, early voting in Kentucky's primary election starts today with in-person excused absentee voting. That's going to run through May 13th, except for on the weekend. And following that, in-person no excuse early voting will happen May 14th through the 16th. And one of the major races we're watching here is for U.S. Senate, with several Republicans and Democrats looking to take Senator Mitch McConnell's seat after he announced his retirement. Now, of course, we're going to have those primary election results scrolling at the bottom of your screen all day long here on 14 News, including who's going to be on the November ballot for multiple county council and board races. Those results are also on 14news.com. Once again here, the primary elections for Indiana have come to a close, so we'll look ahead to Kentucky's now coming up here in just a couple of short weeks. For now, though, thanks to those joining us this morning here on our 8:30 stream show. Stick around, though. Byron Douglas up next with a full look at your forecast and what to expect for the rest of your Wednesday. Take care.
Stay informed on your local news and weather throughout the day by watching the 14 First Alert streaming shows. At 8:30 a.m., get your First Alert forecast to plan the day ahead and catch up on the news that happened overnight with the 14 News Sunrise team. In the afternoon, get the latest headlines, forecasts, and a preview of the stories we're working on with the 14 First Alert streaming show at 2:30. And get an in-depth look at the 14 First Alert forecast so you're ready for the next big thing with the 14 First Alert weather show at 9 p.m. Watch the 14 First Alert streaming show that fits your schedule and works best for you. Streaming on your phone by downloading the 14 News app and the 14 First Alert weather app. On your smart TV by using the 14 News streaming app. And stream anytime on Facebook, YouTube, or on 14news.com. Stay connected and stay informed by watching the 14 First Alert streaming shows on your favorite streaming devices.
Alrighty, good Wednesday morning on this May 6th. I'm meteorologist Byron Douglas. We'll start with the almanac page. I'm going to show you here in a bit if I can pull it off. We got some, I'm going to just take this full so you can see it. I'll say hi to some folks. A couple days in the 60s. We're in the 60s yesterday and we'll be in the 60s tomorrow. So three in a row were rare that we're going to be about 10 degrees below average. And we appreciate Mitch, does a nice job. Suzanne, Patricia, thanks for tuning in. We had a nice payoff. We had 3/4 of an inch factored in last night and this morning with the rain. Got reports of Boonville about 1.5 inches, northern Spencer County 1.2. Let's take a look at some weather history. Precipitation now for the year at 11.85. Normal to date is at 17.27. We were as much as 6 inches below average, but we've caught up a little bit. And 1 year ago, we had a whole bunch. 22.16, kind of in reverse. We were 5-6 inches above average during that stretch. All the rain now has departed. We had some lingering showers early this morning. Had 7100s at the airport yesterday, and then we had 600s here at the station. So about 8/10 overall. And it has some lightning working down through Chattanooga and Knoxville, south of Knoxville, and catching areas there north of Huntsville, Alabama. And those areas to our south. Cloud guidance kind of cloudy to mostly cloudy. A lot of low-level clouds. They've thinned out just a bit, but they're going to have a tendency to fill back in. So kind of cloudy to mostly cloudy skies. Here are the trends. The 6 and 10-day outlook still below average. This takes us out to the 16th of May. And precipitation will continue to get caught up. We're kind of in an area here where we'll be slightly above average. Next chance early Friday night into Saturday morning, and then late Sunday we'll have chances for showers and storms. There's a look there at the cloud guidance again, and let's go hour by hour. Temps will struggle today to about 60 to 63. Most of the morning here into the 50s, touching the lower 60s with these clouds in play. And Owensboro and Davis County, similar story, lower 60s. And we'll go to latest guidance. Winds generally right out of the north. As I mentioned, filling her back up with some clouds. Might have a sprinkle here and there. This takes us into the afternoon. That front's kind of stalled to our south. And then for tomorrow, it's going to be brighter overall. We'll have to be on the lookout for just a little bit of fog early on Thursday morning. But otherwise, a decent day. Just been cooler than normal overall. And then on Friday, some changes. It will be breezy at times during the afternoon, kind of typical winds gusting 20 to 25. But we're going to keep an eye on Friday night. There's a line of showers and storms. And we're going to check in with the Storm Prediction Center and then carries over into the pre-dawn hours on Saturday. Right now, we're in a general risk, but there's a case to be made that we could be added to isolated severe storms. Still the best setup generally north and west of Interstate 64, most of Illinois and Missouri, St. Louis. And then south of Chicago includes Indy. We'll see how that plays out from the Storm Prediction Center. So I'm just using the in-house guidance. And then as we go into Saturday, we've added some chances for rain early. And then on Sunday, on Mother's Day, the best chance for showers and storms would be during the afternoon and evening. Can't rule out some severe thunderstorms. This is May, a very active time of year. It's showing GFS as a mid-range model. So we probably will have at least a level 1 threat, perhaps a little higher on Sunday, but nothing out. The Storm Prediction Center goes out 8 days now. That's something that could be added as we go into Sunday. I think right now, Sunday morning, you're out for services will be fine. And this could hold off until Sunday night. And then next week, a fairly quiet pattern. Monday at 71 and a 75 on Tuesday. So a couple of chilly days. It was nice to have the rain yesterday. Didn't come at the expense of a weekend. So Suzanne, Laura, good morning to you. Cheyenne, hope everyone's doing well. And again, appreciate any rainfall reports. Mentioned we had about 8/10 covering yesterday. Still have a deficit, but we did have a nice payoff with 2 inches at the end of April, the last week in April. So we have gotten caught up in the precipitation department. So the corn and soybeans, the wheat, hopefully will be looking great. I'll talk to you soon.